I'm Samaya. Hello, hello. It's been on our screens for almost a decade. It has made us laugh and brought us some fantastic one-liners, brilliant casting, some rogue but also relatable characters. And it spotlighted British Pakistani culture and the Midlands at its finest, with a big old sprinkle of a lot of Punjabi swearing. Let's give it up, please, to the cast and creators of Man Like Mobeen. Welcome to the stage, please, Guz Khan, Fitzpatrick, Andy Milligan, Dúua Karim, Salman Akhtar, Mark Silcox. Let's take a seat. Because I feel like it feels right to start with you. So you've just seen the last ever episode of Man Like Mobeen go out after being on our screens for almost a decade. I know you described it earlier on as like a bad marriage you wanted to get out of, but how does it feel having seen that?
Yeah, we're mucking about, but it's a show that's started with me personally having never acted and being very brand new to the industry. And when I look to my left and I look to my right, like the thing that I love most about this show is that every single person on stage has lived elements of the lives of the characters on that screen. We're all from working class backgrounds. And when I used to watch TV, it was a version that I didn't believe. I couldn't see the authenticity there. And what I love about Man Like Mobeen, and especially this series, is like, we're thinking, how do we end it? You can't really end it in a way that's gonna satisfy everybody, but we spoke to the people that we're still friends with, that we're closest to, people who are still in the streets. And the reality of it is that you really find it difficult to escape this kind of lifestyle. And there's lots of different reasons for that. People get caught up in it because of circumstances, because of the positions that they're in their life. But with Mobeen, to have a character that we humanize, who's clearly chosen to still make mistakes, is the reality of what it's like when you leave this building. Take a walk around Birmingham, take a walk around Coventry or London. Life is becoming increasingly more difficult for the working class, and that's bullshit. It shouldn't be that way, but we always want in our storytelling to tell the truth, so yeah.
And there's bookmarking. If you think about the first episode and the last episode and the first few lines and scenes in the first step versus the last step, Andy, I want to come to you. Did you always anticipate that was how you wanted to end it? Did you want to bookmark it that way?
I think, like Guz says, we always wanted to avoid a sort of happy ending, really, because for most people, life doesn't have a happy ending in those situations. So we really liked the idea of calling back the dead cat in the bag and the stuff that people really responded to in the beginning. So that gave people a bit of a laugh, hopefully, at the end. But it would have been easy to end it after the tank, you know, and everyone gets out alive and everything goes okay. But we felt, like Guz says, it was a really important message to say that life doesn't always have a happy ending.
And how has it been for you in terms of that anticipation that we will have final series, final episode, for both of you, sort of delivering that to audiences and hoping that you can do so in the best way, because it is a lot of pressure in it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you make it, you do your best, and you put it out, and what people think of it after that is out of your control. So you want to do a good job, but also I just feel incredibly lucky that we got to do this. Like you said, we started 10 years ago. I met Guz. One of the first times I met him, he was still in a dodgy suit from Next in his classroom as a teacher. And that was sort of the start of it. And to go from that to here in a decade is, not a lot of people get to do 5 series of a sitcom anymore. And a sitcom that says something and reflects a culture and has a message is really important as well. So yeah, I just sort of feel like a bit of a competition winner, really, to be honest.
Because what's the cat in the bag story, please? I feel like we all need to know that.
Bro, Andy, you remember when we went around the ends before we first started making the show? And it was interesting because I really wanted to drive home to the team because they were so like eager. So, and it's a big thing as well in television and that kind of stuff. You can have people who talk the talk, but Andy, Jill, Ollie, they wanted to walk the walk. So we went round, I'm not going to say what area, but we went around an area in Brom. And as we were walking the streets, there was a black plastic bag at the side of the road. And it appears that there was something dead inside the plastic bag. It wasn't a person, chill out, fucking out, you're gonna get stressed out. And And we were like, this is crazy. And then we started talking about stories of when we were younger and how we used to get duped into buying things in plastic bags. People would pull up in cars and say, you want to buy this DVD player? And it was like a telephone book. And you know, that's one of the things about Man Like Mobeen. It's like, we wanted to tell the stories that people have been through and experienced, which is the humor. But also in this series, like, it's something very personal to me that of course, you have a laugh. We do that. We used to have a laugh in the most difficult of circumstances. But this is the life of a lot of young people in the West Midlands. Those youngsters who are in and out of juvenile facilities right now, they graduate to the position that Mobeen's in. And to shy away from that and try not to show the truth of it was always important. And again, funny stories are easy. We've all been through so much funny stuff. And the casting and every single person on this stage is so amazing at the character they portray. But that sense of realism, I definitely think, is why wherever we go in the world, in the country, people always jump out their cars or whatever it is and say, bro, I watched that in prison. Or my mom said it was the only thing that made her happy whilst I did my 6 years in prison. So it's a show that is always based in authenticity and reality. And I think for us, it can go from a dead cat in a bag to a character that's chosen to carry on with a way of life that he shouldn't have. But, you know, life isn't perfect, as Andy said. So.
And it's Midlands through and through, which I love about this. Do I want to come to you now? I bet you can't walk the streets of Brum without someone stopping you and saying, oh, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah.
You've grown up on the series. How's that been for you?
It's been amazing. I was 15 when I started. I'm 23 now. So I feel like I've grown up alongside AXA as well. She's obviously become a doctor. I'm sure my mum would have preferred me to become a doctor.
There's still time, hon. There's still time.
I lived it through AXA, so it's fine. But yeah, no, it's been amazing. Honestly, it's been amazing. And we're all like a big family.
Well, talking about family, is Guz like your big bro? Like, what are the relationships outside that we don't maybe know about?
They're all like my big brothers. Like, they'll shout at me if I'm in the wrong, but they'll also just be by my side no matter what. But honestly, they care about me so much, and I see it when I'm acting, when I'm there on set. Like, my mum obviously used to chaperone me, and when I was of age and used to come without my mum, I didn't even feel like I needed my mum there because all of these lot was here.
And how has it been for you to be able to be on a programme like Man Like Mobeen, and it's Brummy through and through as someone that's from the Midlands?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Like, finally, my accent's getting recognition.
We need to tell you the truth, though. Where Dúua is actually from in the West Midlands, even we didn't even understand what the hell she was saying.
Yeah, they used to call me Yam Yam. If anyone knows what Yam Yam is. Yam Yam? Yeah? Yeah, Yam Yam.
What's Yam Yam?
I don't know myself, but people would come to me and be like, oh, you're a Yam Yam. And I'd be like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Bro, give them an example. I'll say, yeah, listen, I'm going to school. Do you understand what I just said, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to school.
Yeah.
Say what you man say over there.
Used to, my accent's changed, but they'd say, are you going to school? Yeah.
That's a whole different language, man. I don't even know
I
what to say.
understand that just
You
about.
understand? Yeah, and they'd be like, are you going to go on the bus? Bet my accent's died down, thank the Lord. Yeah.
You keep that accent, hon. So we've got West Mids. We've also got East Mids talent as well. Perry Fitzpatrick, former television workshopper, Nottingham through and through. How has it been for you to be part of a programme that also is Midlands, and you're a Midlands lad as well?
Yes, it's good. It's a treat. It's nice to be around like-minded people and use your accent and see people from the same background and telling stories from those backgrounds. Yeah.
Now, you've played a lot of coppers in your time, Perry. Quite a few coppers. Are there any parallels with any of the coppers with you and Harper? Do you take anything from your line of duty copper and sort of push him into Harper's character, or what do you reckon?
I think I'm much more serious in Line of Duty. Harper is the least copper I play.
And what about the other way around? Anything you take from Mobeen to Line of Duty and the other, and Sherwood and the other stuff you do?
I'm not entirely sure I can take this to any other genre.
Is there a genre that you prefer, though? Do you prefer the serious stuff, or do you prefer the comedy stuff?
I love both. I'm lucky to do both, so I enjoy doing comedy and drama.
Now, Mark, I feel like you have got some of the best lines in this show. Hands down, not to take away from any of the rest of you guys. How much of that is scripted versus improvised?
When I got the part, I thought I will remember every single word and act out at home, practice quite a lot. But there were lots of changes all the time. So I couldn't really show my acting skills.
Like, can I, you know when Mike, you know when Mark, yeah, he rolled up to the audition, right? And we'd seen a few like really incredible people as well. And Mark bust in the door and he had a plastic bag with him, yeah? And I was like, yeah.
It didn't have a dead cat in it.
No cats
Okay,
this time.
good to know.
He was real official, and like I'd never been through the process either. And Jill Isles, our producer, she said, "Mark, great to see you again. So have you read the script?" And Mark said, "No." And we knew at that moment that is Uncle Shady right there. Like, and you know, somebody you said like kind of not to take away. Like, Mark is single-handedly when we get on set the person that we can't wait to have with us on set. He makes us cry with laughter. There's so many outtakes we have to retake all the time. Like, this man is an icon. One of my kids said, "Shit, man, I wish he was my dad." And I was like, "Fuck you." He's funny, but calm down. But he's an incredible man, and I'm so grateful to him for his energy that he brings to the set. And there's never any bravado on these sets, and it's just amazing.
It has been real pleasure for me to actually work with in this family kind atmosphere, because at my real work I'm a supply teacher and nobody wants to listen anything I say.
Well, everyone's certainly listening to you now. Do you have a favourite line? Is there, if you were to think back, so do you have a favourite moment?
Oh, they are all so bad. I don't want to.
It'd be difficult to choose, right? Now, just talking about representation and the fact that there is British Pakistani culture on the screen there, Midlands culture on the screen there. I want to come over to you now, Saj. How do you feel that Man Like Mobeen has contributed to the representation on television of the British Pakistani experience? And how's that been sort of for you to be a part of?
Salman.
Salman, sorry.
You can call me Saj if you want. I mean, it's a compliment.
Sorry.
Love that character, but Salman. Yeah. That's fine. Do you know what it is? I don't think we intentionally go out to be like, how can we create something authentic? Do you know? Because in the casting process and the team that we got, everybody has kind of lived a certain life, and we are very much encouraged. Like, but yeah, Guz left. We've got a WhatsApp group, right? WhatsApp chat, and then before we start filming, Guz was like in the chat. He's like, "Boys, look, we're gonna start filming. Yeah, bring yourselves to this, because that's what makes the show. Like, bring your unique selves to this in any way. Like, the script is a strict script, but fuck it. Sorry." Do you know what I'm saying? Just do what you feel right. And that was a new experience when I first came. Like, this character was so different. But then on set, something else just happened and then just went with it. And then usually on TV shows, like, you do all sorts of mad stuff, but they don't use any of it. But then when I watched it, they use everything that came up. So it was, like, it gave me so much confidence that, oh, they like what I do. Let me just keep doing that, you know? So I think because they have so much confidence in us, and I don't know, we just bring our true selves, and that authenticity just shines through, I think, you know?
And you know, when you think about yourself at the beginning of Mobeen versus now as an actor, how's that to reflect on?
It's been like 7 years. I mean, I remember when we were filming the scene, we had arrested Tez and bringing him out. And then Guz was like to me, look, I don't know if anyone's gonna like this. That was the first series. It's like, I don't know, we might do this and it might be forgotten about, but like, it's a blessing, you know, like, thank God it's a blessing that we're here 7 years later and it's resonated. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not only working class people, it's not South Asian people, it's like up and down the country. It's crazy, you know, but yeah.
Shall I tell you what changed? That I see the change in him.
I don't know if it's fair. Go ahead. Go on.
No, I'll tell you.
As long as it's being nice.
Yeah, he stopped slapping me in the face in the middle of scenes. Do you remember that? Because he's a proper actor, isn't it? When me, Tez, Tolu had some experience, but me and Tez didn't have a clue, yeah? We didn't know. Someone, remember on the first day, someone asked us, have you got your sides? And Tolu goes, no, I just had breakfast, man. I don't need any of these sides. So we was 30-year-old men, bro. We didn't know what was going on, right? And Salman came to set, and it's always love, and I was excited because there's so few performers from our backgrounds anyway. And he ignored me, like, for the first half an hour. And then in the first 3 takes, like, do you remember how you slapped me in the face quite hard? And then we finished that take, and I went on WhatsApp, and I said to all my friends from Birmingham, you need to come and stab this little man that's on set here. He just slapped me in the face. I can't believe he slapped me on the face in the middle of a camera. Do you remember that?
We kind of do like method. You know what it is? I was staying in character. I thought this is serious. I've got to do a good job. I just come off stage at the Royal Shakespeare Company. Do you know, I'm here with these guys in the middle of Birmingham, you know, and I thought, yeah, I've got to bring that technique, that gravitas, you know, I was opposite him. And then we were getting into the scene back and forth. I thought, yes, it just came out. I whacked him on the face. Do you know? And then he didn't say something enough. And then another take. We do so many takes. And then bam, bam, bam. You know? And he goes, that's the 4th time you slapped me now. You know? And I thought, okay. Maybe we'll just stop for now, you know?
Well, talking about characters developing over time, I want to talk about this relationship between you two, right? Series 1, right at the beginning, it's like cat and mouse. By the end of it, you're besties. Perry, how's that been for you as an actor? That arc has been phenomenal to watch.
It's been mad, actually. I think it's probably the biggest arc out of most of the characters in the show. Yeah, no, it was easy because it happened organically in real life. We became mates. We hit it off in the casting, and it's sort of on set with the improv and the freedom that you get. We just sort of developed that relationship, I think. And after series 3, when we really sort of explored that friendship.
I'll never forget, like, obviously, Perry said it was across the course of 3 series. When Perry walked into that audition and I heard his voice for the first time, I was like, he's fit, bro. Like,
Which voice? Because I interviewed him previously.
Oh, here we go.
not, listen, there's only one voice. Sometimes I get voice notes off him and I play them quietly at night underneath my...
His radio voice.
ASMR.
Earlier on, the voice that Perry put
Perry's
on.
ASMR, bro, listen to me. Even
on,
I
Perry.
found my wife, she took my phone and she was playing it around the house somewhere. I was like, give my phone back. Give me my phone back. Perry is somebody that is so kind, yeah? And especially those first few series, bro, where we were literally brand new. This guy is one of the most talented people I've worked with in my whole career. And he was so patient with us. He never pressured us. I've been to other sets and people are having a go at the performer standing opposite them because they've missed a line or they've missed some time in. I'm sure he wanted to kill us for the first few weeks, but he's such a kind person and such a great dude that it made it so easy for us to feel comfortable that we could even do this. He's one of the best dudes that I've ever met in my life. And I just love this guy. He's a great guy.
I don't know how you follow that, Perry. I don't think I put you under the pressure to respond, to be fair, because some kind words from Guz there. I want to know from you, Andy, about the sort of kind of relationships, yes, between the cast, but how you've been able to navigate that with all of that improvisation and all of those wild moments that have happened in between. Have you had to divert quite a lot away from the script, or have you just allowed it to breathe and let it go to wherever it would?
It's an absolute nightmare, to be honest. It's weird as a writer because you write and you put the scripts out there and you think they're okay, and I think maybe they are sometimes. And then this lot mess about with it and usually make it better, which is really annoying. But it's a lot harder on the director and the producer, our amazing producer David Simpson's here somewhere, who's a huge, huge part of the show. And they have to try and make the day work when we've got 10 hours to shoot far too much stuff already. And the first 2 hours is me and Guz and the cast sitting around going, oh, would it be funny if we changed this whole scene and, you know, brought in loads of extras and turned it on its head? And so it's not a normal way to work. But I think that's right, you know, it suits the show, and a big part of the show is that it should feel real and authentic, and it should feel like conversations people have, not like something that you've written. So, and Guz, obviously, when we write, we split up the scripts, but then it goes to Guz because no one wants to read my version of putting bro on the end of every sentence to try and sound like Mobeen, because that's just embarrassing dad dancing on the page. So Guz obviously brings an authentic voice, and I've got a laptop, so that's kind of the working relationship, basically.
You know what's really important, like, that I love about Andy, that I love about his whole team is, like, me and Andy never sit there and say, bro, they really should just do these words how we've asked. And there's so many writers that I've worked with, and it's, you know, of course, with respect, it's their craft and they hone things and they want things said. But like Andy from the jump was amazing. Never worried about anything, and you know, we often talk about it, and we're just like, man, you get to make special things when you put all of the ego to the side. That's another really important part about the show. It's like nobody really cares who's the funniest or who's coming across the best. And I think that's why people really like the show as well.
Yeah. I've only got you guys for a few more minutes, and I want to know about your favourite episode and why, right? Favourite moment in Mobeen and why. Okay, I'm going to start over here. Hit me, girl. Your favourite moment and why?
I'd say it's definitely when Uncle Shady come in that last episode and just killed off Khan because someone needed to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, very nice,
Yeah.
very nice.
So that one.
It's got to be the fight in the prison, to be honest with you. That's the most fun. It's like Saj is Tom Cruise all of a sudden. Favorite for me, yeah.
Guz.
I think Uncle Shady pouring Ribena on a racistly white carpet whilst I was trying to have an arranged marriage, and then beating up the father of the girl who was trying to have an arranged marriage with. Like, that's one of the most iconic moments in British comedy, I think, let alone Man Like Mobeen. So for sure, unbelievable bars by Andy, unbelievable performance. It was wicked.
Terry.
Any scene that Uncle Shady is in is my favourite. Any day that Shady was on set was the best day. But I think my favourite episode is probably when I was handcuffed to Guz in series 3.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Undercover, that was my favorite too. Had a semi for 12 hours on the back, bro.
I am so in between the
Great
bromance
time.
right now. Right, Uncle Shady, what about you? Favourite moment?
They made me pee on the bed in prison. I don't want it to write. I don't want it to write those kind of scenes.
They made you actually...
Yeah. On the,
You're getting some real behind-the-scenes content here right now, guys. Wow. And you did it. Yeah.
I ain't never seen a man so comfortable do it. To be honest with you, 40, 50 people standing around, 2 cameras, and Mark was everywhere, all over them.
and then I have to go to school next day.
What about you? Favourite moment?
I think going back to that one Perry mentioned about them being handcuffed together, we were shooting at a golfing range and Mobeen and Harper were about to walk off, and it was a good example of what's good about Mobeen is that we came up with a line on set where Harper's about to hit a golf ball and Mobeen says, "It's nice to see you hitting something white for a change." And those sort of moments where me or Guz or the cast or anyone can jump in, but those sort of in the moment things that you do are really exciting and, you know, doesn't happen on every show. So that kind of stuff is really good.
And finally, how do you feel about the series coming to an end?
Proud and a bit sad and happy that I won't have to chase Guz on the phone for 6 months every year.
Mark, how do you feel about the series coming to an end?
Yeah, it's very emotional. I'm sure he will write something new.
No pressure, you got to write something just for... I think there's like a follow-on, just forget Man Like Mobeen, just Uncle Shady, guys. Do you know what I mean? Would we like to see that? We have the audience, I believe we have a commissioner for BBC Three in the room as well that might be able to make that happen somewhere. Perry, what about you? How do you feel about the series coming to an end?
I'm in denial still, to be honest. I'm still waiting for that phone call for the next job. But no, if it's not this story, then I'm sure there'll be another story with this cast and this team. So it's exciting.
Guz?
I think it's excellent. That it's come to an end. And, you know, because I got 5 kids. I got a lot of kids in it, yeah? And sometimes I'll be leaving them places and I forget, oh, shit, because you're worried about Andy saying, "I've been waiting for you since 2 o'clock, you fucking fat prick. Where's my call?" Like, there's a lot going on. But genuinely, like, for me, I think the exciting thing about this show is that these characters, we could come back in 10 years' time and Uncle Shady could have become richer than Elon Musk, purchased X, and now we're colonizing Mars together with Perry and Dúua and Salman and everybody. So we hit the mark with having characters that people love. So whether it is ever truly gone forever, I don't know. But all I know is if it's our responsibility and our creativity, every single person in this show will have a role forever because they are phenomenally talented people. I've worked with so many people, and this cast here is by far the very best. I don't know what you guys think, but I think they're absolutely fantastic. So,
final reflections briefly from Dúua and Salman. What do you reckon? How do you feel about the fact that the show's coming to an end?
Sad.
Sad.
Yeah, sad.
Sad. But it's been a pleasure watching you. And hey, I think you just wrote the first episode of Uncle Shady on BBC Three. I feel like what you just said right now, the whole Mars situation, Elon Musk, I feel like that is a good one for development. No, done. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Can we raise the roof, please? Come on, guys, stand up. Big old bow. Let's stand up. Let's stand up. Come on. Guz Khan, Andy Milligan, Perry Fitzpatrick, Dúua Karim, Mark Silcox, Salman Akhtar, guys. Big old bow. Well done.
and a round of applause for Sumaya Mughal, please. Massive round of applause. There you go.